Hey guys, Harold Osmer, West Hills Wood. This is our first woodshop video. Now, there's a lot of woodshop videos out there. Guys will teach you how to make all kinds of different things. For West Hills Wood though, we want to talk about the very beginner guys. So if you've been doing this for a little while, you can watch for entertainment value and that'll be about it. What we like to address is the very beginner woodworking guy. We've had a lot of guys come by our shop and they ask us questions that are just, what's the difference between a miter saw and a chop saw? Things like this. Now, the short answer is none. It's the same thing, just different names for it. So we're going to address that. Now, West Hills Wood got started up, about 8 or 10 years ago at the house, in the garage, that kind of thing. We started out making small projects. I had 2 teenage daughters. We turned a lot of pens on our lathe. We did that sort of thing. We just got started up from there, a lot of household projects, and we outgrew the garage shop. We outgrew the backyard shed, and we've been in this location here in Canoga Park, California for about 6 years or so. We get about 600 or 700 square feet here, and it's all dedicated shop space. We get a steady stream of people come through wanting to do things related to woodshop, but they really don't know where to start. My generation, we had junior high school and high school woodshop kind of things. You don't get a lot of that today. And some of these guys would really like to do some things, but they're not sure where to get started. The first basic question you got to ask yourself is, what is it you ultimately hope to build? Do you want to build a real nice dresser or a cradle for your kid or something, your grandchild, something like that? Well, okay, but that's hard to start there. You need to build up to it. That's what we're going to address here. We're going to make a series of videos. We're not going to show you how to make anything really, but we're going to answer a lot of those basic questions that frankly get glossed over with all the different guys who are making wonderful stuff online. And I got a few favorite sites myself. I'll tell you about them later. The key thing you want to do is define what it is you want to make, and then build your tool collection up to that point. Build your skill set up to that point. Start out with small things. We're going to address that. We're going to talk about things like, when you're cutting pieces, do you hit the line or leave the line? It just depends. Sometimes it matters, sometimes it doesn't. Consistency is the big thing that matters. So that's it. And when you decide what it is you want to make, that'll help define what kind of tools you need to buy. A lot of things you're going to use regardless of what you're doing. Clamps and glue and screws, nails, these kind of things, they're pretty much going to be used no matter what project you're doing. Some of them you need more than others. Some of them you need different types than others. We're going to address a lot of that, and that's what we're going to be looking at. That's what West Hills Wood video series is going to have to do, or it's going to be dealing with anyway. And it's just going to be me talking to you. It'll be pretty straightforward, nothing fancy. But we're going to address some questions, hopefully help you get started doing some woodworking stuff. And man, it's a great world to get into. You can do it real small. You don't have to be big and fancy. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You will have to spend some money. And you're going to have to be careful to make sure you keep all your fingers attached. All right, well, let's get started. Harold Osmer, West Hills Wood.